Hello, I am Danny Lee, OGT. That is OGL Schmidt. We are Custom Creator, and we were just down that creek. Now we're up here. This is a special reaction today. We have a Patreon where we have only had 2 members for a long time, which is 2 is better than 1, the loneliest number, so I'm not going to complain. But we had a new patron just show up out of the blue, or blues, if you will, because he has a very eccentric, diverse taste for music, which is what this channel is basically about. Genreless music, which is also how he describes the artist we're going to cover. The Sea by Sierra Ferrell. So I'm going to, it's Joel B. So, OGL, would you like to read this description here?
Yes, I would. First of all, Joel, thank you for supporting us. Thank you for joining the Patreon. And yes, our pleasure to do this reaction. And yeah, we're definitely going to do everything we can to make this worthwhile for you. But I'm not familiar with this artist. So let's see. One of my favorite discoveries of recent years has been Sierra Ferrell. What a story she has. With her spellbinding voice and time-bending sensibilities, Sierra Ferrell makes music that's as fantastically vagabond as the artist herself. Growing up in small-town West Virginia, the singer-songwriting multi-instrumentalist left home in her early 20s to journey across the country with a troupe of nomadic musicians, playing everywhere from truck stops to alleyways to freight train boxcars speeding down the railroad tracks. After years of living in her van and busking on the streets of New Orleans and Seattle, she moved to Nashville and soon landed a deal with Rounder Records with songs beautifully unbound by genre or era. Catch the strength of her magnetic live shows that instantly transport her audiences to an infinitely more enchanted world with this live treasure called The Sea. The link for The Sea is actually 2 songs. First is The Sea, and the second song on that video is called At the End of the Rainbow. So thank you very much for this request. We love doing different kinds of music. I always said I will put the diversity of this channel up against just about anybody. So her backstory is fascinating. Just it's unfortunate the circumstances that drove her to it, but just the idea of the nomadic musician just living literally off of their art. It's going from place to place, performing any place that will hear them, and when someone like that actually gets signed and is able to make a decent living playing music, that's always gratifying to hear.
And there was another bit of context he put in here, so I'm trying to hide his government name, if you will. So I'll read this. So Sierra Ferrell's story involves early addiction and ran away from home in West Virginia. She stated, "If I stayed, I would have probably not been alive today." She often makes comments between songs about the importance of our mental health. So shout out to that. We advocate mental health here. I'm a great example of it. And our caring for one another. I've been impressed with how well she expresses some very challenging topics for most. Just an honest and likable individual. Hope she stays that way, and she is becoming rather famous rather quickly, even though she has been performing most of her adult life. Not sure you wanted me to share that, Joel, but I thought that was very important because I know the only thing I would share about the personal part of our conversation was I asked, just out of context, how did you find us, our Patreon, because I want to basically know, basically know, damn, I can't load the test. Who the hell we were talking to? Where I was from. I wasn't sure if it was Australia or whatever, but no, he found us randomly on search terms. So watched one video and was intrigued. So became a patron to be a part of a new community. So I think that's beautiful. And I think that was probably your gut feeling here, because the 2 things you described, mental health and no genreless music, is the 2 staples of this channel. So that's a beautiful thing in itself. So yes, yeah, positive and negative, man. Doesn't matter to me. I embrace them all. Or you can have the balance. We'll go with negative. It's okay. All right, so there's no need to waste any more time. Let's check out Sierra. Or well, yeah, I probably will. I like women. Karma is shit.
I'm hoping and believing that Sarah will sound much better than my friend Danny Lee here. But
I hope so.
yeah, something
All
goes
right.
down the wrong pipe, nothing you can do.
Unless it was karma. Then I smack her. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I've never hit a woman in my life. That's the truth. I've been hit though. I have punched the sidewall or the sheetrock right beside their heads before. God, but never hit them. So, let's get into this. Oh yeah, microphones.
Is everyone having a good time? That's good. The sea. It's such a salty, magic place. If you find yourself going under, you'll remember the days. The waves, the waves, the waves, how they're putting out my flames. Now, whoa, that's okay, I should be more tame. So please hide and give me life. Let me breathe like a Pisces with blue eyes. Our cancer is crawling by. But I'm asking you this time, please don't you let my love run dry. I'm so tired of you leaving me with a sigh.
Wow, that was about to get really. I lost for words. It seems kind of like what is that shit you always thought you like? I'm sorry, it ain't shit. The like the Dream Theater or something, or like man, I can't think of what it is. This is like theatrical in a way too.
It's
Which is,
very theatrical.
Really good. I can't think of that. What you go to, like, well, you talk about it sometimes.
I usually just refer to it as Prague. That's
No, like musical theater or something.
oh, music theater. Okay, I got you.
Okay, well, I guess that's
Yeah,
what
that's
it is.
yeah, that's actually what it's called, music theater. Yeah.
So, our voice is enigmatic, and it's beautiful though. And by the way, I was born in North Carolina, where I'm in now, but my family originates from West Virginia, so I've heard every joke. It's okay. I did have two cousins marry each other. They did not have kids, so first cousins, my aunt and uncle. So I guess stereotype could be true. My family's probably gonna kill me for telling that, but it's the truth. And the truth, I just tell it. So I would like to look up the lyrics. OGL, can you grab those for me, bud? Please, sir.
I can do that.
And yeah, this is I like the bling on the, yeah, right there. Look at that. That is so cool. That is really, really cool, man. That's a beautiful guitar. I just strung my first guitar the other day, and I've been playing for 30 years. And I'm still an amateur guitar player. I also love the fact that she has roses tattooed on her arm, on a vine, and also on her microphone stand. And like a sailor's hat, or a captain's hat maybe, that is blinged out. Just Janis Joplin vibes is what I'm getting. And I know I've already seen that she covers Bobby McGee. So obviously she's, which Janis Joplin sings a lot about West Virginia and Kentucky in Bobby McGee. So that just makes sense. Also, we did sneak a peek at her cover of Seven Spanish Angels because we have covered that on the channel. Ray Charles and Willie Nelson. It is one of the most beautiful songs ever written. Terribly, terribly, sadly beautiful, but I see beauty in darkness all the time. And I enjoy dark imagery, as we did a little thing on the Satanic Panic. It was free promotion for the rock and roll people to use dark art and imagery because everyone went crazy. You got the lyrics?
I have posted them into the private chat here.
All right. It's not here.
It's
All right. The sea, the sea, the sea. It's such a salty magic place. If you find yourself going under, you'll remember the taste, the waves, the waves, the waves, how they're putting out my flames. Whoa, that's okay. I should be more tame. So Poseidon, give me the life. Let me breathe like a Pisces with a blue eyes. With blue eyes. Or a Cancer who's crawling by. So I'm asking you this time, please don't you let my love run dry. I'm so tired of leaving me with a sigh. The sea, the sea, the sea. It's such a salty, magic place. You find yours.
It cuts off basically, but it's just repeating the lyrics that have come before. So there's nothing new in there. Yeah, I guess there's a limited amount of characters that are allowed in there.
We also have a little bit of poetry on the channel that OGL wrote, and he has the sunless sea, and it reminds me of your poem. So, and I go into a graveyard and talk to my crazy Wolfman Jack voice, and I like graveyards too.
Yeah, we're channels all over the place. So speaking of all over the place, the presentation here, I like the flowers on the mic stand. Her hat is really cool. Like right off the bat, she's a very unique figure. Definitely charisma's off the charts. A really interesting voice. So musically, I definitely see the music theater. There's also a bit of like 60s folk pop in here. And for whatever reason, I think it's sort of the percussive strumming that's going on. This does remind me, if there's any Australians in the audience here, or any fans of Nick Cave, the arrangement does strike me as something Nick Cave would do. Her voice is a bit lighter, though. But yeah, she's definitely got me intrigued.
I see Stevie Nicks, and Janis Joplin.
Yeah.
If they were to be the same person. Not that she's emulating them, just that they're two of the greatest female artists ever. And
that enigmatic individuality, that spirit.
Yeah. Maybe she's not as promiscuous as Stevie.
That will save her some drama, though. I think she would appreciate that.
I know Stevie is still alive and Janis isn't, but they both suffer and suffered from mental health terribly. So I see beauty in that similarity, whatever. All right, let's get back to it. Sometimes I get tongue-tied. I don't know why. Maybe it's the cookies I ate earlier. It's possible.
That's good. The sea, it's such a salty magic place. If you found yourself going under, you'll remember the days. The waves, the waves, the waves, how they're putting out my flames. Now, whoa, that's okay, I should be more tame. So please hide and give me life, let me breathe like a Pisces with blue eyes. Our cancer is calling by, but I'm asking you this time, please don't you let my love run dry. I'm so tired of you leaving me with a sigh.
So, that just gave me Alabama and Hank Williams Jr. vibes.
Alabama was exactly what I was going to say.
You're going to play a Texas guy with Bill in a band and Tennessee River, and there is a, it's not good audio, but Alabama used to open for Hank Jr. a lot, and Hank Jr. can play every instrument known to man.
Like,
Literally.
well.
Every
like really,
instrument
really
known to man.
well.
I mean everything. And I'm sure this young lady knows both bands, and I'm sure anybody watching this probably does too. I'm not sure any damn thing. But I'm sure that just gave me the damn chills and shivered me damn timbers. But Hank Jr. comes out and plays with on Mountain Music. I don't think it's called Mountain Music, but Tennessee River and the Mountain Man play together. And he says, Hank, come out and play with us. And Hank comes out with the banjo and rocks the banjo, and they're playing with the fiddle. It's just beautiful. So that's what that's it. Is that a cello too?
That's a cello there, and I think this fellow here with the sort of possessed look on his face might be rocking a mandolin. Definitely sounded like one.
So a cello is maybe the only instrument I haven't seen Hank play with. But anyway.
Yeah, I'm sure he could. But, I mean, it's upright bass he's got going. First of all, like, the bass line was the first thing I noticed, probably because it was the first thing that you hear. It's like, while she's just sort of introducing the crowd, you hear the doom, doom, doom. And that tempo change was beautifully done. Both the acceleration and then when they slowed it back down when they were done. And I don't think I've ever seen someone shred on a mandolin like this fellow did. That was really impressive. He was blistering that thing.
Best talent I've ever seen out of West Virginia so far, and I'm counting Mr. Anthony because I don't really like Mr. Anthony. I liked his first song, but
Yeah,
anyway, I will speak no more of my feelings beneath on that. But
genreless is definitely a good term for this because, like, I keep thinking of things. Okay, there's a little bit of 60s folk. There's a little bit of prog. There's some jazz in here, definitely. Again, just the Nick Cave thing, the Stevie Nicks, the Janis
and that
Joplin
transition was straight out of the Tool.
yeah, and then
It was
the
smooth.
Alabama fiddle and
Man.
it's and I think one of the problems with music nowadays, I'm gonna try to keep this rant short, but I think you have a lot of people that are coming from like television shows, like you had those shows like American Idol and whatnot that were designed to produce a talent. So you have people who have cameras on them from the beginning. So you don't have those artists who go through changes and like go through their embryonic stages or like their early clumsy years honing their act under the radar. And by the time a camera finds them, they are already a polished act. Like her story about playing in train cars and in bus stops and stuff like that. I would love to have been one to catch a performance of a band like this. I think that is truly a magical thing. That to me is almost like, and also like catching a leaf that's being blown by the wind. Just a chance happening. Oh, here's this band. You get to see them. You can tell your friends about it. It might be a memory that very few people share. But then when all of a sudden when they sign a record deal, you see them on television, you see them on YouTube. You're like, oh yeah, it's cool. You almost feel invested in their success. Almost like you got to see them before everyone else did. It's a great feeling. I have wished for nothing but continued success for this young lady and her band. Because you can tell, those are chops that are honed from years playing on the road, playing to different crowds, learning to tell what a crowd wants, interacting. Yeah, really impressive.
Bar hopping.
Yeah.
So, real quick, my dad drove a train all his life. We have the 20 greatest train songs. And my very first concert in the Cherokee Mountains at a bike rally was Wildcat Seven Wolf and Blackfoot. Train, and that was one. That is such a. We have a reaction to that too. So I'll get back to it. We'll get back to this and quit running our fucking mouth because we run our fucking mouth a lot, and people bitch the fuck about it a lot. So
This is music that really makes you want to talk about it a lot because it's fascinating.
and a lot of our time is because we go back a lot. So
Yeah.
Let me breathe like a pine cheese with blue eyes. Arkansas is calling by. But I'm asking you this time, please don't you let my love run dry. I'm so tired of you leaving me with a sigh.
very Spanish sounding.
Thank you. That was fun.
So, there's another song after that. We're going to do that too, just not today. Mainly for monetary reasons. I mean, but I ain't gonna lie. But that was so good. I mean, and there's plenty of reactions. I tell you, I don't like people. we're not agreeers. We're reactors. So like Epica. I love Epica, but I don't like Mark singing. But anyway, yeah, that fiddle sounded. That sounded more wicked than the devil fiddle that went down to Georgia.
Yeah.
It sounded so damn psychedelic in nature. And nature is a good organic. It's a good way to describe this band. In fact, let's just go without describing them at all, because our genreless. I love that.
It's like to give it a shot just because it's kind of fun. Like at first, it sort of sounded like okay.
I didn't mean that. I mean label them.
Yeah, if the Little Mermaid, the musical, was released in like '69 to maybe '73, there'd probably be a number in there that sounded something like that. That's what I thought at first. But then it gets kept throwing new stuff in. It's like, okay, here's an Alabama-esque section with a dude jamming on a fiddle. Okay, now this guy's wailing on a violin. Okay, now they slowed it down. Like their ability to shift rhythms really does remind me of Tool, how they do it so effortlessly and so seamlessly.
And they cheered the transitions. You
Yes.
said when we went to a Tool concert, you said, I've never seen a fan base cheer the transitions. Because we just went and seen Tool in January.
Yeah.
First time we've ever met.
But plus I was looking at the lyrics, I was supposed to say it's real quick. It sort of seems like maybe the sea is maybe a metaphor either for an individual who makes her feel really good or just maybe artistic inspiration. Sort of like combining how that comes and goes with how the tide comes and goes. Either way, again, really evocative, very poetic. Musically, it's out of this world. Got, yeah, and she just seems like a very likable young lady, a very low-key charisma sort. I like how sort of self-effacing she was in the beginning. It's like, having a good time, and they cheer, and she's like, phew. And I'm like, they're having a good time. This isn't your first rodeo, but I do. Okay, so one more story. Henry Rollins was talking about a guy who came up to him. He said this guy's really well known, and he said, "Did anybody show?" He's going up to this guy. He's going up to Henry before the gig, and he goes, "Did anybody show up?" And Henry was like, "Are you kidding? There's like tens of thousands of people out there." I was like, "Oh, okay, thank God." And it was Ozzy Osbourne who asked him that. Ozzy asking if anyone showed up to his gig. So you find the people that are really good, people that do well, who are very prolific, who are very great artists. They're also the ones that are the most, I guess, hardest on themselves, the most, the first ones to see the potential flaws. So, but yeah, I love their sound. I love their story. Joel B., let us know what other songs you'd like us to react to.
Fire.
Yeah, because, definitely, this band is definitely on our radar with a bullet.
So, mental health is real, guys. And
100%. Yes.
should be part of the start. And by the way, Joel B., this is not just for this reaction. We advocate mental health every single reaction that I know of. There are a few I'm just fucking stupid and end it without saying it, but the government, no one's going to do it for us. No one's going to hold our hands. The only way we can do it by holding hands is to hold each other's hands, and be united, and not divided, and not worry about these invisible lines drawn in the sand that tend to divide us, or these oceans, or anything, because we're all connected, is what I believe. And I've found that we're all very much not that much different, other than the belief systems and these institutions that run these different areas that we live in. So, yeah, love is what's,
I will add,
in my opinion.
add one thing. You said it perfectly. I will simply say that their story about her running away from home to become a performing musician. Whether you're performing or whether you're listening, if you feel that the world has turned its back on you for whatever reason, music will not. Music will be there for you. Music will have your back. It will lift you up.
I'm sorry, man. It cuts off. It's not our fault. I mean, it is my fault. But
It won't help Danny with whatever's going on. But no, it will be there for you. It will lift you up. And if you follow the currents of music, it will carry you to a better place. I guarantee you.
Carry on wayward, son. Now we're gonna get the fuck out of here and shut up.
Yep.
Love you all. Really. I mean,
Thank you for your patience. This was great.
Joe B, thank you, bud.
Thank you so much, sir.
OGT, we are OGL, and we are outie.